Hey there folks, welcome back to Is That Right Gaming. My name is Rob. Today we are doing a What's in the Box episode, and this one is quite exciting. This is my first review copy. So this copy of Trekking Through History was sent to us by Underdog Games, specifically for an unboxing, a review, and perhaps a little bit of a how to play. So that's what we're going to be doing here in the near future, so keep an eye out for those. I am a big fan of Underdog Games. We have Trekking Through History and Trekking Through the National Parks. Two absolutely amazing games. We ran into them at Phoenix Comic-Con, man, it must be near 10 years ago now, maybe 8 or 9. But we discovered Trekking the National Parks, and we fell in love with the game, and we have the first edition copy on our shelf, and we have the second edition copy on our shelves. And then I backed the Kickstarter for Trekking the World, and now here we are. I actually backed the Kickstarter again, this one for Trekking Through History. The only difference that I can see between these two is on the back here. This just gives you player count, how long, so it's 2 to 4 players, ages 10 and up, 30 to 60 minutes. But on this side, it has that information, but it also says Kickstarter edition with a solo mode. So we will be sure to check out the solo mode. Keep an eye out for that. I'm really excited to see this. Underdog Games has some of the best art that I've seen, so I'm excited to show you. We'll go ahead and pop the Kickstarter edition copy open, and this one, I think we're going to raffle it off as part of Board Game Extravaganza. It is a full-fledged copy of the game, and I am excited to bring that level of awesomeness, basically, to someone else. And this is, you know, most of Underdog's games are known for being gateway friendly, so we're gonna get this one out to somebody who's gonna love it too, but we're gonna check out the Kickstarter version. Check it out now. All right, we are taking a look at What's in the Box, Trekking Through History. So this is by Underdog Games. Game design is by Charlie Bink. Art is by Eric Hibbler. Graphics by Dan May. Quill Silver Studios, and then the manufacturer is Underdog Games. So there is a little thing here that shows what's in the box. We have 108 history cards, 12 ancestor cards, 1 clock, 1 neoprene playmat, which is kind of cool, 4 pocket watches for each player color, 4 player point markers, 84 experience tokens, 20 time crystals, 4 crystal tanks, 24 itineraries, which I'm assuming are these player mats, 4 player reference cards, 1 rule book, 1 date index, 24 time warp cards, 4 time warp markers, 1 time warp rule book. So Wayback Tours welcomes you to your time travel vacation. You're about to go on a 3-day tour of history. You've heard of Gilligan's Island. Traveling thousands of years in a time machine to experience great moments from our past. Each day, you will visit a series of historical events, spending a number of hours at each. Along the way, you'll score points by sticking to your travel itinerary and visiting dates in chronological order. So that's pretty exciting. The game features over 100 history cards, each beautifully illustrated and accompanied with educational passages that chronicle the diverse and amazing history of our world. So like, this is Fly with the Wright brothers, and then we have on the back side of the card, there's details about that event in our history. So let's go ahead and pop it open and see all of what's in the box. Can't wait to see this artwork. This is a beautiful looking game. I mean, just look at that cover. Such great artwork. All right, here is our solo mode rules and itineraries. So there's, let's turn it over. Woo, this one says extreme. This must be really difficult to hit all the different things. So I'm going to pop this open and we'll see an idea of what the different ones look like. And I'm going to get rid of this because I'm not a fan of sealing bags like that. So here are our solo mode rules. There's changes to set up gameplay on the historian's turn, placing wild tokens, special icons, special rules, end of day, final scoring, and if you want to use those time warp cards. So here are these itineraries. Interesting. These are really long, actually. But you could just do that, I suppose. Interesting. And here's medium. There's a lot there. And there's on the other side is easy. Looks like there's a lot that you don't need a specific color there. And then hard on the other side of extreme. So it's pretty cool. Maybe that's just for those, for for the solo variant. And if you were interested in any of these other games by Underdog, they give you a nice catalog there with scan code. Go ahead and scan it. And their next game is going to be Herstory. I'm excited to see that. There's a scan there too. And here is the regular rule book. So there is a how to play video already. And as we saw on the back. Here is our game setup. You can see the clock here, score track, the different history cards that come out, playing the game, choosing a card, moving your pocket watch for the amount of time you spend at an event, collecting the benefits of that event, place cards in your trek, so then you line up your trek through history, and then you slide over and refill the history cards. And then final scoring. So there's that, and then there is a thing in here that you do after your first game for time warps. And if you're curious, you can pause now, take a screenshot. This is the different events and where they take place in history, as well as the age, or the day, excuse me, that they take place in. So your first round is day 1, second round day 2, third round day 3. So that's that. Here is our clock. All the different faces. You'll move around here. I believe this means you score 3 points for being punctual. Way back tours. All right. A little rubber band on these. Another player board in each color. I do love that you're able to pull this out and keep a tray, so you don't have to have additional trays. We do, but this comes with a tray, so you don't have to keep getting different trays for the game. Looks like we've got some cube player colors. These are just cubes. They're like circles. So they're just wooden circles, and one for each color. Blue, yellow, kind of a teal, and a burgundy. Some crystals here. I would assume time crystals. So, nice plastic piece there. Gonna look really good on the table. That's that. Here are our different boards here. So let's pop that open and get rid of the lovely resealable bag that I don't like. If you do like this, tell me in the comments why you like these resealable bags. I don't like them because they get stuck to cards, and I'm just not a big fan of them getting stuck to my cards. So, looks like these are numbered, so you can play a number of different ways. So that's kind of neat. And they all have the same clock face on the back. Here are the different things you'll pick up as you move through time and visit different events. So we've got a blue one here. Looks like there's a scroll of sorts on that. And we got a purple one that just has a W on both sides. That's interesting. Here is a green one. Looks like it's part of a wreath or something. There's like a brownish one. It's got a face on it. Oops. That's interesting. So those are the different things you'll run into through the course of play. Here are silica. Throw that away. Do not eat it. Here are our pocket watches. One for each player color. There is a face on them. And they do have like a little indentation so you can stack them, which is kind of cool. And then it looks like there is space in the insert for your board, your pocket watches, and your little player circles. So here is the meat and potatoes of the game, so to speak. These are our history cards. So here we have our first stack. This is fun. Practice Suffragitsu. Read Braille with Helen Keller. And I'm not going to look at all of these. I'm just grabbing a couple to take a quick look at. See DNA with Rosalind Franklin. Rock Out at Live Aid. Race the Chariot. Trek the World with Nellie Bly. Catch a Vaudeville Show. Moonwalk with the Apollo Crew. Visit your ancestors. That's interesting. So those are they're a variant, I believe. And then the rest of these all have great information about the event on the back, which makes these such great educational games. So I would recommend, if you want to do some educational stuff in your fun, Underdog Games presents a great way to do it. You can trek the world and learn about different major world sites, go through national parks, learn about those, and now you can look at specific events through history. So leave your handprint at Maros Pankep. I probably butchered that. Discuss the code of law with Hammurabi. Fire a medieval trebuchet. That sounds fun as long as you're not getting shot back at. Command a pirate armada with Zheng Yi Sao. Study at the Great Library of Alexandria. Hear Johann Sebastian Bach perform. Exciting. Sail the Galapagos with Darwin. Study relativity with Albert Einstein. So you can see that's day 2 there. And day 1, lots and lots of history that you can read about on the backs of these cards. Just look at something real fast. So there's 3, day 3, and then day 2 would go also with that pile. Here are what looks to be player aid cards in another resealable bag. I am not a fan. See if I can get this resealable bag open. Alright, there's that. Here is turn reference. So on your turn, choose a card, history or ancestor. Move your pocket watch, so you move the amount of time that's listed on these cards. 4 it looks like for this one. And collect the benefits and update your itinerary. Place card in your trek, slide and refill history cards. Information about spending crystals. Looks like you spend a crystal and you move 1 hour less as you move across on the clock. Wild experiences, the W. And then here is information on what to do at the end of day 1 and 2, and then day 3 would be scoring. So a little bit of details on that. Here we have Time Warp. So I don't really want to open this up because it is sort of a spoiler. They do also recommend that you play the game at least once through the basic game before you open this up. But on the back side, we can see there are 2 types of time warps activated. These will show an hour cost number on them. These can only be used once per day by each player. Then they're also unlimited. These have an infinity symbol on them in place of the hour cost. Their effects last the full day. On your turn, instead of taking a history or ancestor card, you may use an activated time warp. So there's that. And here is our playmat, which is kind of exciting. I have a cool neoprene playmat to play on. So here was where ancestor cards would go, your history deck, other bonuses that you can get for taking cards. Ooh, knocking over all my piles. Here's your score track. And then for the length of your trek, it looks like you get a specific amount of points. If your trek is only 1, you do get -3 points though, so that's exciting. And you can kind of see the back side of that there. And there's no like stitching on the end for those of you that might be interested in whether or not there is stitching along the outside. So that is Trekking Through History from Underdog Games. Be sure to keep an eye out. I will be doing a review very soon on this game. Super excited. Thanks again to Underdog for providing this game so I could do a review. Thank you so much for watching. And if you saw that wonderful Is That Right Gaming tank top at the beginning of the video and you want to check that out, be sure to check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/isthatrightgaming. Thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.